Hello and welcome. I really hope you like super gross things because we're going to be cleaning a bunch of them in today's video. These are things that have been rather neglected since I had my third baby 5 months ago. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the clean. So after filling up the salt and the rinse aid, then I'm just chucking a load of soda crystals in here. I'm not measuring them out, and then I'm putting the dishwasher on for a hot wash. And this came out really well. This was quite an easy clean and I have been putting this off. So now onto the washing machine. Now this was truly gross. I can't remember the last time I cleaned this out. So I'm putting in some bicarb of soda and some distilled white vinegar, and I'm using this Tonic scrubbing brush that I bought from Amazon. I've been seeing this all over the internet and I thought we'll give it a go and see. Initially I was skeptical, but then I changed out the heads for one which was a kind of more pointed head. And this was a real game changer for me, made this job so much easier. This was still one of the more labour intensive jobs that I did over the weekend, but this was much easier with the help of this brush. So once I'd done that kind of heavy lifting work, I rinsed out and then I just used a sponge and some washing up liquid to get all the kind of greasy stuff off, rinsed that through, and then this came up so good, it looked as good as new. So really chuffed with that. And now, oh my goodness me, this was the real like horror show of the washing machine. I could not believe how dirty this was. So again, I used the Tonic cleaning brush, but you can see I sat quite far away, just making sure that all of the bits that were kind of like splashing out didn't get me in the face. So this was really gross. I don't think you can really see from that sponge just how gross, but it came up so good. I was so impressed.
You don't like it?
No, it's a bit noisy in here.
Bit noisy?
Yeah, stop it. It's a bit noisy.
It is, but it's working on my cleaning.
What is that one called?
This is called a Tonic scrubber.
Blue.
This.
Yeah, it stopped.
Yeah, just for now.
Yeah. What's that?
Vinegar.
Yay, I love vinegar.
It might be a bit smelly. What I'm going to use this, because I don't want to splat the vinegar around.
What's that one called?
This is just a brush.
A brush.
Yeah, just a brush. I should put my gloves on, shouldn't I? Otherwise I'll get vinegar hands.
Yeah. Okay. Look at finger hands.
Vinegar hands. I don't want vinegar hands.
No.
It'll be all smelly of vinegar. There we go.
It'll smell finger.
That's right. Don't want these smelly hands, do we?
No. Oh, I don't get my gloves on, but I don't get some cold hands. So I get some of my.
So moving on to the tumble dryer, after I cleaned out the lint tray, which we do after every use, a lot of lint had built up underneath, which you can see here. I used a lightly damp cloth and a wooden spoon to pull all of this out, and you can see now from the sink just how much I got out here. So that was really good. Then onto the sink, we've got some rust stains, we have got some marks and scratches and a lot of line scale build up here. So I use the pink stuff and the Tonic scrubbing brush, and a lot of line scale came off around the tap using the pointed head, so I was really pleased with that. The tap itself is really tarnished and just past it really, we need to replace the tap, so I wasn't that bothered about the risk of any kind of marks on the tap from the Tonic brush. I just kind of went for it, but when it came to the outside edges of the sink, I was really careful here not to spend too long with the brush because I didn't want to put up any of the actual sealant. Cleaned up the drainer as well, and everything here just came up really nice. It did take a little bit of time, but it was so worth it for the end result. Now we're on to the cooker hood extractor filter. This looked really gross. You can see it's really yellow. Now this job I have been putting off for a while, but this was the quickest job of the day. This took literally minutes, embarrassingly quick. I should have done this ages ago. I'm using elbow grease. I just left it on for a couple of minutes, then rinsed it off with some hot water, left that to dry and slotted it back in, good as new. So now moving on to the ensuite, and we have the drainer here full of soap suds, grease and hair, really gross. So unscrewed this, pulled out all of the hair and yucky stuff, took out the drainer. That was initially a bit jammed with hair, really disgusting. For this, I'm just using washi up liquid, which is a super effective degreaser. And I'm just using a sponge mostly. You can see I'm using the Tonic brush just a little bit here for intricate bits, just made my life a bit easier, but mostly I just needed the washing up liquid and a sponge. Rinse that down, reassembled it. That came out so well and didn't take too long at all. And then next up I am moving on to the caddies that we have in the shower, and they have our kind of body washes and shampoos etc in. They're really mucky. There've also some rust stains in there which I could never quite effectively remove. My husband's shaving mirror was so mucky. Some yellowing on the tiles which you can't see too well here, but they were quite yellowed, and some marks in the grouting. Again, I'm using the pink stuff. I'm using the Tonic scrubber on the caddies, and that was really useful, really effective. I can never get the rust stains off completely, but did a good job here. And the shaving mirror was kind of the most impressive, I think, of the results of the ensuite. That came up so well, but I would put money on my husband not noticing unless he watches this video, which he's pretty good at watching my videos, bless him. So he may notice when he comes to watching this video, but I very much doubt he'll notice tomorrow morning. So then moving on to the tiles, the Tonic scrubber was really good with the grouting, but I would say not as effective when it came to the actual kind of main tile and the kind of yellow stuff. So you can see I'm just using a kind of scouring pad here, and that was perfectly good, and everything came up really well, super good clean. So good to get these jobs ticked off my list.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like because it really helps my channel, and consider subscribing for more content from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!